What's up, fuckies? This is Reset the Mindset Podcast.
Live inside out. I'm Maddie.
I'm Jeremy, and let's carpe this fucking diem.
Seize the carp.
Welcome back.
What do you guys think about that new little intro? We got a little jingle.
A little sexy sauce. You're welcome very much. Hey, this one is going to be about resiliency, embracing the suck.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to hand it off to Maddie for the pop-off.
Pop off.
What we
Brought
got?
to us tonight by Whistle Pig. The Piggyback 100 proof bourbon whiskey aged for 6 years.
Delicious. So, statistics on this, right? Forbes article that I found from the Resilience Institute, right?
One finger?
That's good for me. Thank you. They concluded that resiliency training over a 6-month period in about 1,700 people concluded 38% increase in fulfillment and focus, fulfillment.
There's
and
words are hard.
focus. Yeah, super hard. And I'm not even drinking yet. 40% increase in awareness, 39% decrease in anxiety. Yeah, let that one sit, would you?
Mm-hmm.
Bet you can't because you're anxious as fuck.
I'm just anxious waiting to hear the rest of it.
And then 33% decrease in depression.
Good deal.
Weird. And we know how those lead to other fucking things, right?
Mhm.
So that's basically what I found that was easy to grip, right? And then when we're
Oh,
in
cheers.
between, cheers here.
Well, it kind of
Wait
made
for
me
the
think.
double.
Hang on a sec. Couple podcasts. Let me start this over again.
Words are hard.
Couple podcasts ago, we mentioned that when anxiety leaves the bed,
Depression
jumps right in, and it seems right there they're both leaving the bed just by through resiliency.
They're very disappointed in their sexual fucking interaction, though. Let me tell
Won't
you.
be the first time I've heard that.
All right, so I wanted to do this one because it's been ingrained in me most of my life, right?
Right.
Like you, consciously and subconsciously, super ingrained, especially in the fucking military.
Yeah.
Like you learn this, it's beaten into you over and over again. And they have a course, right? Master Resiliency Trainer, right? MRT. Guess who was MRT certified?
You.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I love that course.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people take it out of context. It always turns into like, oh, be the softball and not the egg. Yeah, we get it, but there's so much other good shit that goes along with that. And I practice it ever since like I learned it.
Yeah.
And my life has only improved, right? And now like catastrophic shit happens to me and I'm like, yeah, it sucks, but that's how it goes.
Yeah. It's life.
Yeah. But then it makes you think too, like, why? Like why what's kind of like behind all this, right? So you have good and bad stressors.
Yep.
Right? So like good stressors be goddamn, can't talk, dude.
Imagine if we had the whiskey before.
Oh, God bless. Well, anyway, good stress, right? Adrenaline rush, bungee jumping, skydiving, roller coasters,
Mhm.
right? Competition. So like jujitsu, CrossFit, ruck marches, all that kind of
Yeah.
shit. Yeah. And then, some people have like irrational fears. So facing those, like I used to fear public speaking.
Still do.
A little
For
bit.
me, yeah.
I don't know. But like, you can't be a leader in the army giving classes in front of 200 plus people
Absolutely. Yeah.
and fucking not have to deal with it. So I just kept like, who's going to present this? Well, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Who's going to give this class? Well, I'll
Practice.
do it.
Yeah.
Hey, they said there was going to be 7 people here, but now there's 700. You still good? We got enough seats. You know what I mean? Like, if they're going to be standing around and shit, I don't know. And then you got bad stress, right? So it's like the chronic shit. So like the lingering finances that you can't seem to get out from
marital
under.
status.
Yeah, relationships in general, right?
Yeah.
Because you can have a dude that's just a fucking pain in the ass for everybody in your group.
Oh yeah.
But you keep them around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you need them.
You need them.
Negative Nancy. And then like work stress, right? Like that's not good. So any of that shit that just weighs over you. And a lot of the times, this is just stuff that you haven't changed, right? Or like you feel like you're stuck in, but you're not really. These are all kind of things within your control.
Yep.
Relationships, say goodbye to the person. Work,
Yep.
get a different fucking job. Finances, maybe start living out of your means or work towards making more money.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just bullshitting I'm
I'm
shooting
liking
from the
all of it.
hip,
Hey, it's
boys.
all just coming out good.
And then the symptoms that run across on this are, headaches, insomnia.
Lack of focus.
Oh yeah, weight gain.
Weight gain. Been there.
My muffin top's screaming right now, bro. I got a dad bagel for all of you out there. Basically, you take your love handles, you grab them from the sides, and you squish them towards the belly button, and it creates a bagel, right? If you got some hair on there, it might look like an everything bagel. Take
Just
it.
reminds me, as a child, I used to get
Bear claws lodged.
That's all I was picturing right there. You're pushing your little belly boosie out, and I'm sitting here just getting hair claws launched.
We're sorry.
Oh gosh.
The other things that go along with this are anxiety and depression. There
Yep.
they are again. Chronic pain, which I'm always dealing with,
Yeah.
and then high blood pressure, which
It's again, it's
I had at a very early age,
Yeah.
and it sucks. But yeah, man, that's basically like background knowledge on the whole thing, right? But how we usually just dissect this whole thing is just
Mhm.
personal experiences, right?
Yep.
And for me, it's all about getting comfortable in a space where you're not comfortable.
Yeah.
Right. And I used to say this to my guys all the fucking time. It's like when I'm on mile 10 of a 13 or 15, 20, whatever the fuck mile ruck march,
Yeah.
I'm ready to be done.
Yep.
I'm fucking over it. But then if I can flick the switch and just be like, it doesn't matter. Like I've only used 40% of my energy anyway.
Yeah.
Because they've done studies that most people like I can't remember the dude's name, but he's like this fucking ultra marathon runner.
David Goggins.
No,
Oh, sorry.
I wish it was, but it's somebody else. And he had mentioned, even when you get to complete physical exhaustion, when your body is like, hey, you should probably stop, you're still only at like 40%.
Oh, Kim Haynes.
Might be. I don't
Kim
remember who it
Haynes.
is. I don't remember
It
who it
sounds
is.
like I just read his book, and it sounds like something he said in there.
I wouldn't be surprised, but,
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You can keep going.
well, I don't want to just keep running my fucking mouth.
Oh, you ready for mine?
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. Okay, so when you're saying like, kind of getting comfortable, like in the uncomfortable,
Mhm.
I try not to. So one thing I've been wanting to do is do ice baths or do the cold showers.
Yeah.
That is another,
I fucking
embrace the suck.
hate that
I
shit,
think
dude.
if you was to like Google embrace the suck and then hit the image button, it just come up with people in ice baths. That's
Wim Hof.
everyone that I've like started like doing, and when I was reading about it, it was saying it's all right to experience the negative emotion when you get into an ice bath. Embrace it, acknowledge it, but don't feed into it. So when I'm getting in the ice bath, I'm trying not, or just in a cold shower, I'm not letting my like facial features or anything feed into that it's uncomfortable. I'm pushing myself through it. I'm acknowledging that it's uncomfortable, but I'm not feeding into it by giving it any more energy other than just the thought. So,
Yeah, and I think it's a great way to teach your mind the kind of like even keel or balance
yeah.
by doing just stuff like that. Because when the real world smacks you, it's not predicted. It's not something you can control. Like you can get out of the tub or you can like decide I'm going to do it this Sunday or next Sunday, right?
Yeah.
But when life comes at you, you don't get to do any of that shit,
Yeah.
right? And like, I think it's a great way for you to control those emotions because if you think about it, the physical response between being scared and being excited are eerily similar.
Yep.
The only difference is what your brain is telling your body,
Yeah.
right? Your body's just reacting. You get all fucking like nervous and hyped up, and I'm gonna jump out of my fucking skin kind of
Yeah.
situation.
My
But
legs were locking up to like where I couldn't like flip myself over, like crouch down in the water more when going through the ice bath and stuff. Like your body's just doing different things.
yeah, but you get to tell that inner bitch to fuck off. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Now I'm in control.
Just bitch
Just
slapping.
it made me
Sorry.
think of it. backhand for discipline, palm for abuse, and that old fist for domestic violence. You know what I'm talking about?
Jesus. That was beautiful. Sounds like
You're
James Joyce.
fucking. You're welcome. Yeah, man. I I don't think I ever, aside from working out, I think that's where it was for me. Like, especially, I don't like the CrossFit community, but I love
Give me go.
CrossFit workouts
Yeah.
because, like Joe Rogan says, when he does workouts like that, he can't think about anything else because
'Cause
the
you're going,
workout
going,
is
going.
so shitty,
Yeah.
right? And I used to love it because you look at the board and you'd be like, that looks easy. That also means that it's going to be absolutely fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And then the ones you look at the board, you're like, oh, that's going to suck. You're like, that wasn't that bad. But at the end of it, every fucking time, your body's done, your brain shuts off.
Yeah.
It's another form of fucking meditation. You're just fucking setting the wheel and going, dude.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of that. Every time I got to the point where I was like, fuck, I can't go anymore, I'd go more.
Yeah.
Another fucking round. Same thing with the miles. Like, oh, we're running 5, we'll do 6. We're doing 13 at what, 35 pounds? I'll do 45. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You know, and that just became like my thing. And now we keep doing it, right? We get to a certain fucking level. We're like, well, I've been waking up early. I've been doing this. We've been doing the podcast. What's next? I told you this weekend. I'm like, I'm gonna do solo fucking. We're gonna get this band thing going. If it's just me or you, or like if we have to do everything on the computer, like
Yeah. We'll
I
get it going.
need more going.
Yeah.
Got to get going.
Absolutely. I know I'm really excited for that project too.
But I think a lot of this too is like with resiliency, like why is it so fucking important? You think about it, and I've said this before. I don't think maturity has so much to do with age as it does life experience.
Yeah, like life experience situations, everything like that. Yeah.
And I think we see that people from troubled homes, not all of them, but most of them are extremely resilient people if they've done the work.
Yeah.
Whereas everybody else, you know, something, I don't know, something that would happen to me and you, and we would be like, that's shitty, but it's
Yeah.
another day. Might be catastrophic for somebody else.
Yeah.
And you see this
It-
more. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying, like, I kind of get like the image of like who you're kind of portraying, like, people more that were brought up with our upbringing and stuff, a little bit rougher and stuff. It takes a lot more to get you down because you've been so low before,
Exactly.
and now you're up on top now.
Well, it's anything, right? So like
Yeah.
anybody can have one of those catastrophic events in their life.
Yeah.
And hopefully you have it early on in life.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be 36 learning your first fucking hard lesson.
Yeah.
That's shit, dude.
Yeah.
And that's why so many people are crumbling and like breaking nowadays.
Yeah.
Like people wonder why.
Because they were coddled and weren't exposed to these kind of scenarios at a younger age.
Yeah.
They were always kind of either kind of helped out too much to where they're not learning things on their own. People bailing them out pretty much. And then, like you said, when it finally does hit when they're older, they're freaking out when something like we went through it when we were 16 and we're just like, no sweat off our back.
Yeah. I'm not going to lose sleep over this fucking shit. And like, you see it though. You see a lot of these young kids, man, they come up and like, again, going back to the last podcast, like being a parent, there's no instruction book, right? You get nothing. And we were doing a lot better, right? We went from like extremely abusive households where like the weird norm to it being like, that's not okay.
Yeah.
But we do this with like everything. And this is my personal opinion, but I think we take everything and say it's far left. We'll swing it far fucking right.
Yeah.
And where we really need is to be in the fucking middle. And we have the hardest time being in the middle.
Yeah.
Because then we have to accept that there has to be like some sort of compromise with this other person that we're not even talking to in real life, right? So like in an example, we need to stop abusing everybody. It turns into we can't say mean things to anyone. We don't want to hurt their feelings. Like, no, if it's the fucking truth, if it's a fact, that's the way it is. If you weigh more than the average person, you're fucking fat. Right? So get yourself out there and fix it. Or don't and accept you're fat.
Yeah.
But don't expect me to be like, oh, your body's beautiful.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's
Sorry.
not. It looks like fucking moldy cottage cheese. It's not for me, but not for me.
No.
What?
And there's a reason why health books are saying that you are overweight and that you're fat and it's not healthy for you.
Because there's science behind it.
Yeah. It's not just going off emotion on what's dictating it. It's like it's logic, it's the science and everything else behind it.
But I also want to say it doesn't mean you have to fat shame somebody
No,
either. Like,
no, it does not.
you can call the kettle
Nope.
black, but you don't have to sit there and cuss it the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, just say what you
you
have
know
to
what?
and
You're
move on.
black, and I fucking hate it. Like, no
He's
one-
talking about a kettle.
Yeah, it's a kettle. I'm not racist, but it's like it's so stupid that people do that, and it's even more stupid
I
that
have
you're
this
afraid of words.
Yeah, I have this conversation all the time with people. It's like, we went too far into, someone being offended. It's like, all right, are you offended because this is physically bothering you or something? And it's like, no, it's because it's, I don't like that word. It's like, it's just a word.
Yeah.
Like, it's not physically harming you. It's not causing you to lose money or sleep or
Well, yeah.
anything. It's a word that you can literally just tune out.
Yeah.
And the society, I think this it's worldwide, honestly. That society now it's catering to what they feel rather than what's proven by like logic and everything. It's now laws and rules are made
I think it's
by emotion
yeah. I
and
think it's.
passion rather than logic and just purely like common sense.
I mean, yeah, I could swing a lot of things left and right on that, but again, it's the
Yeah.
pendulum thing. You're either like way right or you're
Yeah,
way
you can't
left.
be
You
dead
can't.
center anymore.
If you're
Dead
in the
center that
center,
makes
you're a
sense.
weirdo.
And if you're
You're a
making
weirdo.
sense, then
They
it's
don't
not
like it.
right. No.
It upsets my stomach.
It's wheezing.
Gives me the
A little irritable bowel syndrome. It's like me after eating a pint of ice cream.
Mm. You just got to be more tolerant of that lactose, bud.
Hey, I run my life. It doesn't. I don't care. I told you what happened
That's
Wednesday.
fucking resiliency. You know
Right
what I'm
there.
saying? Like,
Yeah, I'm lactose intolerant, and still I ate a big bowl of cereal, and I dealt with the consequences, but I powered through it. Resiliency, right there.
there you go.
Perfect definition.
And I think the more and more you work on your resiliency, the more and more you appreciate small things in life. You can actually enjoy being happy because you're living in the present. Um, and for me, like, I got a weird story,
Let's
right?
hear it.
So
I love these
these
stories.
bats of resiliency that I've been going through my entire fucking life. So the first person that my ex-wife was disloyal with, I swore if I ever saw this dude again, I'd fucking shoot him in the head, right? I don't even think I've told you this story. And I go to jujitsu. I'm starting at this new place. Yeah, you're shaking your head. I do remember
remember.
telling you now. And
Yeah.
I go there 2 times. It's completely fucking awesome. Great atmosphere. Third time I go, we get in the line to roll with everybody. And I'm like, damn, that brown belt looks familiar as fuck. And then he turns around and I was like, oh, this motherfucker. Yes, it was him. We were in completely different fucking states. It was years later. I never thought I would see this guy again.
And the
And
last
guess
time
who I fucking rolled with?
brown belt guy.
Yep. And when we got up, I like shook his fucking hand. I was like, I remember you.
Oh,
And he just gave me this weird fucking look. And
he was probably scared.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, every time after that, he always just gave me a weird look when I came in.
Well,
I never really
you
connected the
gotta
dots,
think
but I knew.
when you're that man, and then you just rolled with the guy, like when you like did all that crap prior, and he didn't, lash out. That right there is a scary person. Because one, like I remember you telling me this story, and I couldn't believe it the first time you told me. I was like, holy fuck. But that right there, you have your emotions in check, and you like
Oh, when I was in line, I did not.
no, but I understand. But like, I bet that was probably scarier than if you were to actually attack that guy. Like that guy is probably more scared now just by seeing that you had the opportunity to probably just fold him like laundry,
Oh.
and you
Lay
chose
him out
not
like
to. Yeah.
TA50, baby. Fucking. I mean, yeah. I mean, it crossed my mind as soon as I saw him. I was like, well, the CZ's in the truck. It's just a simple walk out there.
Or just
gotta put
get
my
a gurney
flip-flops
ready
on.
for this boy. About to fuck him up.
On the way out, call 911. I'll be back.
Nathan called 911.
I love that fucking. What are you gonna do, Nathan?
Call 911.
Oh man. But that's the more and more you put yourself in uncomfortable situations, the more and more you realize things about yourself,
Yeah.
the more and more you come face to face with your emotions and you can rationalize it. So, like, again, the cold plunge is oh God, I don't want to fucking do it, but it's a wonderful way of, you know,
I would say,
building
yeah,
resiliency.
that right there, if everyone listening, like I said, that was my first experience, like choosing resilience, I think, in the past couple years, I think, was I want to do the ice plunge, but just doing the cold shower. That was enough right there. That if you want to see how to build your resiliency, start right there.
Yeah.
You can easily start just by doing that. And what I do is I take my normal shower, and then I literally just I have my dial goes goes from like 9 to 3 basically if you're looking at a clock, and I just for like 10 seconds I just slowly kick it back more and more to where it's almost at the 3, and then I hold it there for as long as I can. Breathing, just
Hmm.
focusing on kind of like I said, not grimacing, not breathing hard or anything like that. Just staying calm, staying focused on it, and I try to do that for at least a couple minutes, and that right there is a good way to start building resiliency.
Oh, yeah, no, I
That's
agree
that foundation.
100%.
And that was actually going to bring my next one is how to be resilient. Like we've talked about it, like what it is, but what are things that we can kind of do? Like if you're just listening to this and you're like, I want to start like building up to this, or I need more of this in my life. What should we do? Kind of ordeal.
Put yourself in shitty situations.
Yeah.
Not like, not ones you can easily get out of either.
All right, for just like a normal person that just listens to the podcast, give an example of just putting yourself vulnerably in a shitty position. What
I
would you
mean,
say?
cold plunge is one, but
Foundation.
there's
Yeah.
too many exits, right?
Yeah.
Because you could just be like, no, I'm not fucking doing it today, or I'm getting the fuck out because
Yeah.
it's too cold. If you go on a run
Mm-hmm.
and you just go as far as you can and then fucking turn around, there's a lot of consequences there, right? Like,
Yeah.
I have to get an Uber, I have to get a Lyft,
Yeah.
whatever. So don't take your fucking phone. Go run without your phone like you do
The
in the
backup plan.
fucking military.
Yeah.
Go as far as you can and then get back.
Yep.
Don't think about like, well, if I go 2 miles and I come back, it'll be okay. No, just run.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking run in one direction. Keep going. Force Gump the shit out of it,
I was
and then
right.
bring it back. Because by
Yeah.
the time you bring it back, you know you're gonna be like, well, fuck, I ran that far. God
Yeah.
damn, I didn't even think I could do that. And when you get to the point where you're like, I think I'm done, go further
Yeah.
because you're not fucking done. If you're not on your hands, your knees, and your feet,
Yeah. There. It reminds me. I don't know if I told you this one when I lived in Florida. There was a intersection down by the intercoastal that takes you to the ocean, and I remember, oh, for some reason I picked that. That's where I was going to run. It was a couple mile run. I think it was like 4, maybe 5 miles.
yeah,
I ran to it, and I got there, and I was like, I got that second wind, and I'd ran, for a couple weeks prior to that, and never got to it. But that day, I was like, I'm going to get to it.
hmm,
So I get to that intersection, and then I look on my map and realize that hey, the ocean's only like another mile and a half down the road.
right,
Ran to it, and I was like, oh well, this one pier that I like is another mile down the road, and just kept going, pressing. And then I realized, well, shit, now I just ran almost like 6.5 miles. My house is the other direction, another
yeah,
6.5 miles.
yeah,
Turn around, made the run.
yeah. Use those Lamborghinis. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Get them.
blisters all over.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
No, I think that's a great way. Um, CrossFit high intensity workouts, great way. But they can't be like those those 20-minute episodes either.
hmm I would say also like I have this like a couple notes down, and there was one called mindful acceptance. And so many people want to harness the positives in every
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
But as I was kind of saying at the beginning, but also harnessing and just kind of acknowledging those negative emotions that you're going through as well. Those are
Yeah.
just as important. Don't I wouldn't say build off of them, but
Hmm.
acknowledge that those feelings are there, and that everything you're feeling, the emotions and stuff, and try to then look from the outside in on all the positives as well from different scenarios of that
Yeah.
situation.
Well, and this is just because of my practice. Life is suffering,
Yeah,
right? It is what it is.
yeah,
There is no good, there is no bad. It just is,
it's just like
right?
yeah,
And everything can make a person feel different, right? Like what makes you happy doesn't necessarily make me happy. What
Right.
makes you sad might not make me sad at all, right?
Yeah.
So just that being a factor in controlling your fucking mind. But again, you have to go through things. You have to, what is it Rob Dial says? You have to ready, fire, aim.
Yeah.
So just pick what you're gonna fucking do it, and then figure it the fuck out
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
I love that
Ready,
mentality.
fire, aim.
I love that.
Yep.
Shout out to Rob. Um,
Mindset mentor.
yeah,
Another great
and
podcast person to follow on Instagram.
the reason that you should embrace the suck is because life is a roller coaster, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it has its ups and its downs. But just like a roller coaster, when you get to the highest point of the roller coaster, you have a brief second to enjoy it,
Yeah.
and the rest of it is down.
Yeah.
And it's irrational. It's crazy. It's
Adrenaline's
fucking
pumping.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're going through it, right? But it's so fast,
Yeah.
and you stay low for so fucking long, and until you get back on that roller coaster, you're not going to see the heights that you saw before.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people miss that. But some of the low points are fucking beautiful too,
Yeah.
because you can become somebody completely fucking different. And that's why I think what you said, right?
Yeah.
Is like there's a line in the fucking sand. You can go far right, you can go far fucking left, good and bad.
Yeah.
You need them both,
Yeah.
because if you don't experience bad, you won't appreciate good when it happens to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you've
You
never
have to
been
have the bad
broke,
times to appreciate the good times.
exactly. If you've never been broke eating fucking hot dogs and macaroni and cheese for an entire fucking week,
Yep.
when you win the lottery and you get like $4 billion,
You get that steak.
it's not gonna mean as much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just me though.
Well, I can't remember who said, but hard times,
Ooh, I love this one.
hard times breed hard men, hard
Good
people,
men.
good men. Yeah. And that's
Good
exactly
men make easy times.
right
Easy
there.
times make weak men.
There it is.
Weak men make hard times.
There, he finished it.
And it's something like that.
Yeah. But that right there is what it's saying. It's like you start going through these tribulations in your life, you're always going to come out on top. It's just keep pushing through. Just keep focused on the game plan. That was another one I put on his goals. Throughout all these
Yeah.
hard times, you are going to have goals that you need to stay focused on. And within that, you also, going back to it, you need a good support group as well. One that's going to encourage you. And I saw one today, and it's like if your friends are um, just pretty much there, just encouraging you, not really talking to you, but it's like they're kind of silent. They're the ones that are not really pressing you, the ones that are questioning you, the ones that are making you think about your decisions. Those are your support groups that's going to help you, succumb all these lows and, keep pushing through to reach your goals.
Yeah, I would agree with that. There are some people that might be in your. A lot of people do this just because it's negativity bias, right? Like
Hmm.
try like figure out why whatever you're going through is not going to work, right?
Yeah.
And those kind of people don't listen to. But the
Yeah.
kind of
You
people
can
that
weed
are,
those out on yourself. Like every time you bring something up, it's something down or
yeah,
negative.
I
You
wouldn't
already,
buy that car. Why? Well, the color in
yeah,
this
I
weather
wouldn't
is
know.
terrible. You
I
know
wouldn't
what?
make that decision. Oh, have you been here in my shoes
Ooh,
before?
don't get me fucking
No,
started on that, dude.
no, but I'm just saying, outside looking in, I've never been what you're going through, but I
Hear me
wouldn't do
now.
it.
Hear me now. Spotify, YouTube. There is never a situation where, well, if I was in your shoes, listen, motherfucker, if you grew up exactly the way that person did,
Hmm.
you went through everything that they did, you would make the same goddamn decision they made.
Yep,
Stop saying that shit. You don't know what you're talking about. You sound like an idiot.
yep.
Thank you. Good night. You know what I mean?
Podcast isn't over though.
No, I mean, we do need to wrap it up. Um, I think we hit on some good notes. And why you should embrace the suck, because it will make you a better person.
Yeah,
Being resilient makes you a master of yourself. It makes you a master of your emotions. You can appreciate the small things in fucking life, and you know that the bad things aren't really that bad. There's a saying that's possibility over probability. So when you're going through things and you're getting into this catastrophic downward spiral, get a piece of paper, draw a line right down the fucking middle. What's
yeah,
the possibility of all this negative shit happening?
yeah,
And then what's the probability that's going to
yeah,
actually fucking happen? Because most times, the shit that you're afraid of happening never fucking
yeah.
happens. And if it does happen, it never happens the way you think it's going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
You always try to make it way worse than it is. And that's because that's what kept us safe
Mm-hmm.
when we were fucking, our ancestral plane, right?
Yeah.
Like primal as fuck. Liver King. Shout out.
Well, you said something just a second ago, and you said you said control of yourself and control of your emotions.
Yeah.
When you said that, all I thought about was just that's someone that's untouchable. When you can when you're that person, you can get through anything.
And that's why I want to do the podcast on powerful vulnerability.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I think that's going to be a
Oh,
future episode
yeah.
here soon.
Yeah, no, it's a new philosophy that I'm trying to like kind of start up, I guess. I
Yeah.
guess
Are you
the
trying to get a
philosophy.
following?
No.
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 Damn it! It's
But
gonna get my wardrobe and Kool-Aid ready.
no, what I'm saying is that I don't think that it's like brand new,
No.
obvious, but I think like it hasn't been like no one's put it down on paper.
Yeah.
So I'm working on it.
Okay.
That's my new
You want to
venture.
edit this out so people don't try to write a book real quick?
No, take off with it. Just hit me up.
All right.
I'll read your book. I don't give a fuck if it's, I don't give a fuck if it's me or if it's somebody else, as long
Yeah.
as it's helping everybody else.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely. Also, check this out.
Yeah, so
We got-
for those of you that can see it on YouTube, we now have this sweet ass fucking flag.
Yep, backdrop.
Thanks to Maddie. It is our flag.
Yeah.
Reset the mindset flag. We have a printful. Is that what it is?
Yeah, we have a printful store. So basically, we are getting some T-shirts made. It's going to be this logo. It's going to be on the left over your heart.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Yep. It's going to be navy blue. We're going to be selling those here soon. We're waiting to get a few samples back just to confirm it's the best quality for everybody and that we like it.
Yeah,
Pretty sure it's going to be a good to go.
Oh, the shirts. The shirts are high quality.
Yeah,
but they sent us some embroidered ones.
Yeah, and so we're gonna get some of these ones where it's kind of like printed on, and everything I've read before, they're gonna be golden.
Yeah.
But what we're gonna do with these shirts is, we're just gonna put them for sale for $25.
Yep.
And the cost of the shirt and the shipping is roughly $17. However, that $7 and some change to equal out to the 25, we are going to put that in a account where every month we are going to donate that to a nonprofit. So we are going to start posting that out here on our social media here shortly, and then once we do that, you'll just send us your information, size, address, and just send us over the Venmo's money, and we'll get the order sent out, and you'll get it about a week and a half.
Yeah, and it's also really good for those people that are like, man, I want to donate to charity, but I don't know what to do or who to go with. We're gonna cut out all that shit for you.
Yeah. So
you pay for your shirt straight up.
We pocket nothing.
We're not keeping shit.
Yeah, everything in this podcast has been out of our pocket. Like we are not keep making anything off of it.
No.
We want to squeeze every penny and dime that we can out of this podcast and give it to other people that need it more than we do. So by the sales of the T-shirts, if the T-shirts look good, we'll probably sell some hoodies here soon, maybe some crew necks. Once again, that'll just be put out on social media. Send us the information, and we'll just place the order for you, and then it'll just be drop shipped to you from.
So basically, if you're listening to this and you're like, "Hey, I want a fucking shirt,"
and they're really nice shirts. They're like the canvas style shirts from Bella. They are really
nice. It's not like that fucking
Hanes,
cardboard cloth Gildan shit.
Yeah, this stuff, it fits good.
It does fit good. I've tried mine on, even though my fucking embroidered patch looks like a cat's asshole.
But yeah, this is all it's going to be. Is this right here? It's going to be on your chest, about a 3 to 4 inch circle. It's just a really handsome shirt, and we might even be making some stickers. So if you're interested in some stickers and stuff, we'll be doing that here soon as well. Once again, every penny from the proceeds are going to go to a nonprofit, and when we do make that donation, we will announce that on the podcast on who we are sending the check to.
Yep, and we'll see it on social media too.
All the numbers, so you can see that we're not taking anything for it.
One, we don't need it. Two, there are people that need it.
Absolutely. So
that's the whole point of this fucking shit. Yeah, shameful, but not at all.
Yeah. So buy some shirts.
Yeah, buy some shit. All right.
I mean, if you want a coffee mug, a mouse pad, let me know. I got some people. We can make it happen.
Who the fuck uses a mouse pad anymore?
I do. It hurt. It helps
Wow.
with my carpal tunnel. I sit at a desk for 10 to 12
We're
hours a
talking
day.
about resiliency today.
It has nothing to do with my arthritis.
You're being a bitch. Well, thanks for joining us, fuckies.
Yeah.
Please like, subscribe, and share with anyone that you think might find value in this.
Yeah.
We love you, you pieces of shit.
And remember, to be somebody that makes everybody want to be somebody.
One more time.
Be somebody that makes everybody want to be somebody.
Ooh, that feels good.
Cheers.